Do you think that is better?
It is better po na dapat sa national government ang humawak po nitong batas na National
Not
Land Use Act.
everybody agrees with you.
Well, not everybody
Ako,
agrees
I
with you,
don't
Alzheimer.
agree. Alam nyo,
Maybe you
sinasabi
don't
ko
agree
nga sa
because-
kanila, ako,
because-
I'm a daughter of a mayor.
Session suspended for 1 minute.
Kung yan po yung inyong premise, bakit hindi lang po natin tulungan itong mga maliit na farmers, bigyan na lang po sila ng puhunan para magkaroon po sila ng maging mechanized na po yung kanilang farming
Binibigyan
style.
po.
Well,
Oo,
then instead na bibilin
binibigyan
po yung
po.
kanilang mga lupa, pabayaan na lang po natin sila na isaka yung kanilang lupain at
Meron
tutulungan na lang
po.
po sila
Meron po.
na para
Meron
hindi na po
po.
ma-convert yung kanila pong mga farm into subdivision, into commercial area and what have you.
Oo. So I have no guilt to any rice farmers.
I'm not
All
saying-
the money that came from the rice tarification
I'm not saying
were
na kayo po
given
guilty.
back to the rice farmers. I wrote that law.
I know. Ako po
because
yan-
I studied the difference between us and the rice farmers of Vietnam.
And this is the reason kung bakit po talaga kailangan mai-push na po natin itong National Land Use Act. At hindi ko po alam kung bakit hanggang ngayon, 4 na presidente na po ang dumaan at hindi pa rin po ito mapasa-pasa. Hindi ko po alam kung bakit. Ano po ang ginagawa ng DA na yung po mga farmland ay nako-convert na po sa nagiging residential area na po at commercial area.
I don't feel any guilt to the small farmers. All the money that came from the rice tarification law were given to the small farmers owning 2 hectares and below.
So how do we identify those small farmers?
They have a list.
Do you have po a list?
They
So
have
paano
a
po ninyo
list.
pinipili ng DA?
No, they have a list.
Paano po pinipili kung sino po ang maging recipient
2
nitong
hectares and
pera
below.
na galing po sa rice tarification? How ang farmland po doon na na-convert na
Ikawayan
po?
is a city.
Regardless, ang pinag-usapan
My
po
God,
natin, yung
if,
mga farmland po na nakukonvert na po sa isang subdivision o commercial.
But they allow that in cities and capital
They allow that.
towns.
Kaya nga
They
po,
allow conversion
alam ko nga
in
po.
cities and capital towns because if they buy your land, they buy it expensive and you can reinvest the money and you will make more money than planting on those lands. I remember we have, when I was young, we have a big chicken farm in Muntinlupa. But Muntinlupa became a 60. So we finally developed our chicken farm because it is 8 hectares. We will make more money than in farming. So it's an investment decision for these people. If somebody will buy your land at a bigger amount, maybe you can sell it and buy another land that is cheaper somewhere else and build your farm there.
Hindi po ganun
I
nangyari,
think
ma'am.
it's the thinking of you have to understand agriculture as a business also.
I'm
That
not a
if
businessman,
you have
but I can understand agriculture
opportunity
po, ma'am.
to sell your land at a higher price and be able to buy a bigger piece of land with that same money in less prime places, then you will do it.
Kaya nga po
It's
ito
not-
pong tanong ko po sa ating mga taga-DA. Ano po ang ginagawa nila sa ganitong nangyaring masamang sistema na paliit po ang ating farmland? Sorry po, madam ha.
Yeah.
Na hindi lang po sa Kawayan, sa Isabela, kundi sa
I
marami
tend
pong
to
mga
disagree
probinsya
with you.
na marami na po mga subdivision na nagsilipa na.
Where will the people live if you don't build subdivision?
Marami po mga lugar na pwede pong pagtayo ng subdivision. Wag lang po i-take over yung mga farms. Kasi nga po, kuminsan yung mga farmers, dahil sila po naghihikaos, they're being taken advantage of.
No.
Lalo na po meron tinatawag na rice tarification. So mura po yung mga bigas na dumarating dito, they cannot compete. And then papasok po itong mga negosyante at mag-offer ng pera para bilhin ang kanilang mga lupain. Of course, walang choice po yung mga farmers, kundi ibenta na lang kanilang lupa sapagkat meron na po tinatawag na rice tarification.
I wrote the rice tarification
kayo po ba
law. You know, we wrote the rice tarification law because in 2018, the price of rice rose to almost 50 to 60 pesos per kilo. And that is the only time President Duterte became unpopular because rice is a political crop. When nagmamahal ang rice, nagiging unpopular ang president. And the World Bank, we signed that WTO agreement in 1995, and they gave us 25 years to be competitive, but we failed to be competitive after 25 years. And if we don't open or liberalize the importation of rice, they will bring down our credit rating. And we have plenty of loans abroad, and we have to pay higher interest for those loans, so it will be a loss to the Philippine government. So what I did when they asked me to write the rice tarification law, I gave all the money from the collection of rice tariff to the small farmers. 10 billion for the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement
I see.
Fund, 5 billion for mechanization, 3 billion for seeds, 1 billion for loans, 1 billion for training. And anything above 10 billion that was collected, it was given to the rice farmers owning 2 hectares and below, 5,000 each, 1.6 million farmers. So that is 8 billion. So a total of 18 billion, which is the collection of the rice tarification law na rice tariff.
Alam ko po
I
yan.
don't feel any guilt to the small farmers. All the money that came from the rice tarification law were given to the small farmers owning 2 hectares and below.
So how do we identify those small farmers?
They
Po
have a list.
Do you have po a list?
They
So
have
paano
a
po ninyo
list.
pinipili ng DA?
No, they have
paano,
a list.
Paano po pinipili kung sino po ang maging recipient
2
nitong
hectares and
pera
below.
na galing po sa rice tarification? How are they
They
being
have a
identified?
list of farmers owning 2 hectares and below.
So
Oh,
meron po
magpapalista ka sa kanila. They have RSBSA.
Okay.
Oo. So I have no guilt to any rice farmers.
I'm not
All
saying-
the money that came from the rice
I'm
tarification
not saying
were
na kayo po
given
guilty.
back to the rice farmers. I wrote that law.
I know. Ako po
because
yan-
I studied the difference between us and the rice farmers of Vietnam. The rice farmers of Vietnam, they produce their palay at 6 pesos per kilo. We in the Philippines, we produce our palay at 12 pesos per kilo. The 6 pesos difference, I look at it. And 350 is labor. That means we're not mechanized. And 250 is the productivity of the seed. So there's something wrong with our seed. So when I wrote that Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, I gave 5 billion to mechanization and 3 billion to seed distribution and also to train them to do the same seeds with their own farm. I am teaching them to learn how to do inbred seedlings.
Okay. You finished po, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's go back po doon sa food security. Alam ko po
Hindi ako nag-isip.
na meron pong tinatawag na Rice Comprehensive Enhancement Fund.
Rice Competitiveness
Competitive,
Enhancement
okay.
Fund.
Enhancement Fund. Nasabi niyo po sa akin, so dapat may 2 hectares yung farmer para sila po ay mag-qualify dyan. Okay na po tayo dyan. However, hindi pa rin po talaga tunay na nasasagot yung pong katanungan ko po na ano pong ginagawa ng DA na yung pong mga farmland ay nako-convert na po sa nagiging residential area na po at commercial area.
We need the residential area and the commercial area to improve the quality of lives of our people. Ang alam nyo, it's not the amount of farmlands. It's the efficiency of using these farmlands. Alam nyo, pag maganda ang seeds mo at mechanized ka, even with smaller area of farmlands, you can do better
Kaya nga
and
po, ma'am,
earn more.
Kaya-
Kaya nga we're teaching the farmers to do mechanization and to plant better seedlings and to teach them that they have to operate their farm as a small business so they will make more money. You know, hindi naman ito kung malitan lupa mo. Kaya we're organizing them into cooperatives para may economies of scale sila. Kasi kung 2 hectares kayo, mag-organize kayo, 30 farmer, then you have 60 hectares. And then you mechanize, hindi ka matatapos sa palay. Bibigyan ka ng Philmec ng ano tawag dito, dryer and milling. So ang production mo hindi na palay na babarating ka ng middleman, kundi mapoproduce mo na hanggang rice. Tapos because you are a cooperative, you have economies of scale, you can go to the supermarket directly and sell your rice to them, you will make more money.
Okay.
Oo. So it's not the amount of land, it's the model. We have to change the model of our agriculture because
agree.
there is something wrong
Yes.
with our model of
Okay.
agriculture.
Now, sinasabi niyo po kanina na the farmers has to use mechanized technology. Kaya nga po, it is not how small the farm is at kailangan po magkaroon ng improvement sa isang lugar, kaya kailangan po magkaroon ng subdivision. So, kung yan po yung inyong premise, bakit hindi lang po natin tulungan itong mga maliit na farmers, bigyan na lang po sila ng puhunan para magkaroon po sila ng maging mechanized na po yung kanilang farming
Binibigyan
style.
po.
Well, then
Oo,
instead na bibilhan
binibigyan
po yung
po.
kanilang mga lupa, pabayaan na lang po natin sila na isaka yung kanilang lupain at
Meron
tutulungan na
po.
lang po sila na,
Meron po.
na para
Meron
hindi na po
po.
hindi na po ma-convert yung kanila pong mga farm into subdivision, into commercial area, and what have you. And this is the reason kung bakit po talaga kailangan mai-push na po natin itong National Land Use Act. At hindi ko po alam kung bakit hanggang ngayon, 4 na presidente na po ang dumaan at hindi pa rin po ito mapasa-pasa. Hindi ko po alam kung bakit. Your guess
Alam
is as
nyo,
good as mine.
yung Land Use Act, lahat po ng local government, may land use plan na sila. Nagpagawa na sila ng land use plan. The power of determining the implementation of the land use is with the local government. Why will you remove it from the local government and transfer it to the national?